as they move on out straight in towards A lobby.
Well, it's good to see they're not scared, already taking space over towards A lobby. That you got to be a little bit careful you don't take it too carefully, but yeah, look, that's not what I expect.
Quickly flooding through, right? Brack off the smokes, and it's Jing in with the classics as well. They're able to kind of death ball all the way through now, and that is a very open A site.
W Gaming a little bit at it.
Holding the angle for information right there it is, Jing. Does he swap to the utility? Not quite just yet. Mako still trying to get a little bit more space, but dies to the right click within close range, freeing now. Lost and alone, it's going to be the entire swarm. Divide to finish it off. PRX starting off clean.
Yeah, away with one. Hey, you'd be happy with that.
Yeah, but at the same time, Clone's already been broken. Forsaken towards the back of the side, clears out everything. Something will be able to get that entry. The rest of the team had a progression smoking out from Mako, trying to possibly bait PRX into peeking a little bit further, and they are getting pretty close to it.
Yeah, just playing by the numbers at the moment.
Fault line as well, but there we go. Freeing will be able to walk away with at least one. Jing hangs back. Forsaken in with a stinger as well. Close range with two guns next to each other. Mako continues to crouch down with the right click though, but Jing will make quick work of that. There it is. 3 kills in the round for the guy on his new role. Mako continuing to push up even further too, so that's even more information. DRX have already rotated over onto this A site.
Yeah, Devi is in a position to kind of look after that though if a trap is broken, but never mind, I say that. He is caught looking the wrong way. Bane finds Forsaken as well, and this is going perfect so far for DRX.
VAR going up against the Omen, of course, so it's Mako just trying to hold down the back lines. PRX has to now watch out for their backs. They're even getting hit by the flash. A secondary smoke coming through, and it forces Smiper to push on. He does get one, but Bane makes it a trade. Jing in for another trade as well. The spike's on the ground. PRX wants to pick it up. Something dives right in. It's down to the one-on-one. Pulls the angle, but something swings.
That's awesome for PRX.
Knowing they're up against an anti-eco round, it's just DRX trying to march forward, trying to get at least one weapon away. The spray's coming through though. Ooh.
Yeah, good fault line. It's a little bit awkward for Flashback in that. Again, don't just look to go towards the A site. It's over towards C. Not seeing too much here for DRX.
It's still going to be Hyunmin alone though, so
enemy remaining.
Easy pickings now. Forsaken swaps over onto the Ghost as well. Finds Mako. PRX, flawless run thus far, and they back.
Don't forget there's an operator down the sewers as well for Hyunmin, so he can send Flashback away to try and help out with the rest of the squad, but the reposition at the moment actually for Jing, he's in the back lines and they have no idea. Again, Forsaken, Jing just getting active around the map. That kind of might even be the round in and of itself, Quack.
And that truly has broken a lot of DRX's defensive lines. Mako trying to find something. Will be able to get a double, but something makes it a trade. Bane now flooding back into the site. He is working alongside Hyunmin. Look at how PRX are positioned. Devi in for the straight, and now looks onto the next. Something with the assistance coming out from window, and PRX will make it a... Seeing or sensing a bit of danger, he does fall back. Of course, though, DRX are on those pistols.
It's very wise from PRX at the moment, actually, and how they're navigating around the map. Making sure they're doing it in pairs a little bit, not being too overzealous. Not trying to just stretch in towards territory that they don't own.
It's kind of strange to see this from PRX, isn't it, Komodo?
Yeah.
I mean, they're showing off different looks. They're slowing down the pace. It causes DRX to question what's going on. And then a curious Bane looks up front, gets picked off by Forsaken. Now the smokes are out. Got utility just to clear out the side as well. Flashback tries to get ahead of it, but the fake gate crash does get ahead of him as well. Forsaken, 2 kills thus far.
Yeah, you're just trying to find what you can in this round for PRX and build up your economy even more so up towards that max 9,000 credit mark, really. Just again, these pistols for DRX try and do some sort of damage if at all possible, and it's not going to be a flawless round again to come through from PRX.
And they've been holding on to that outlaw.
It up, get information off the dimensional drift.
Yeah. And that is definitely one way to stay ahead of the game. Info gained as well, and that's the salvos just to try to displace Hyunmin, but he manages to stay alive. Shuts down Forsaken with that.
Deep through towards C long. You do have Mako spotting over towards A, but he is by himself. He doesn't need to play here too aggressively, and that's why you lose your smokes, you lose your advantage. And now things start to look a little bit scurrysome around the map. More rotations in towards Garage. You got to re-pick up some information. Right, if you're PRX here, you might even reconsider using the Rolling Thunder to get in towards a position here, but hungry is Flashback and he falters.
They actually hold back, and there it is. You mentioned the Rolling Thunder, and they could very well be setting up for it right now.
Neural Theft in, that's all the information that you want. Rolling Thunder does go towards the seaside. You got the Armageddon too.
And there it goes. Definitely keeping them trapped in. It does take away Freeing's life. Something in with the next, and Mindfreak guns down Hyunmin. PRX look
Just playing together, collective.
very careful. This is a team that has had perfect games before, but here it comes, the quick execute out. DRX trying to get ahead of things, in with the Hunter's Fury as well, but Mindfreak has managed to seal away with one.
It's the immediate speed up from PRX though to get in towards the A site, clear it together in numbers. You know what kind of utility you're up against, you know what weaponry you're up against at the moment. You can set yourselves up for a pretty nice plant, though the neural theft comes in from Freeing, so they know where everyone is.
Still though, I mean, ahead of the timing game, PRX has gotten themselves into position. A couple of sprays, but a couple of trades from DRX out as well. Jing in with Defy. They will manage to block off those sight lines. And he's trying to get ahead of that right now, still holding these sight lines down into A short, but it's being blocked off.
Freeing. He's pushing over towards the C side of things, but flashback, I cursed him. He's been cursed. He's got on time to be bought from all this utility as well, but this is where you rest on the back of what PRX do best. Explode in towards the site.
Clone, fault line, Paranoia completely blinding Freeing as well. Forsaken gate crashes all the way towards the back and kind of marks Hyunmin's angle. Still though, with a bit of a strafe, he takes down Jing. At least Defy and Something will have each other's backs, and with that, the site completely flooded. Flashback, however, tries to get ahead, deny any spike plants. He will get one. Defy in for the trade with an op. Bane alone against two.
And the
Plants
plant's
his position a little bit concealed.
plant goes down as well.
Back into it as well. Holds it down, finds Something.
Oh, does he know?
And it's a low HP Divine.
I think he knows.
It's an up in hand though, but there it is, the shock dart! You said it, he knows it, he gets the round for DRX.
I'm not sure if the gun barrel was just spotted. It's such a tight line on the corner of that wall. But somebody maybe called it, or maybe he just had the sixth sense individual clutch to come out at the end there. It's what you need. You need to see some individual brilliance to come through from DRX at the moment, because as a team, it's not really doing too much. A reposition from Mako, however, and he'll dispatch of Jing.
Yeah, quick find, but in with the gate crash once again. The clone as well from Forsaken, trying to gather more information into the C side, and he confirms that there are quite the number of DRX players on the C side.
Another single advantage for DRX, just like last round, but difference in the fact that it's not Mindfreak. Jing going down means no smokes, means you have to try and find a little bit of timing for PRX at the moment, and I thought Mindfreak might have had it, but Marco stepping up when you need a leader to the most.
Quick bits of micro movements as well, and that is going to be DRX finding that timing against a Mindfreak, but now into it. Up in the hand of Hyunmin, blocks out Garage. Spike's been dropped. Forsaken, though, still looking to get aggressive. Straight into it, he finds a triple, tries to go for the next spray, but gunned down by Bane. The salvos go out, and Defy will turn this into a one-on-one. Look for the tap. Flashback gets it instead.
That was nearly so close for Paper. Look around, taking the fight. That's what he'll try to do with the scaling over towards A at the moment with the rest of the squad, where Forsaken will lead with the Dimensional Drift.
A bit of information as well, but Hyunmin in with the op does deny any potential lurks coming out from Mindfreak, and that is going to be PRX continuing to try and barrel through into this A site. Combo of ultimates heading in.
But can you actually get in towards this at the moment? You're ready for a drop out toward the heavens, and it looks like it might just be the holding of the side at the moment. Bane Flashback getting active.
And they found him. That's a couple more down into A short, and that's DRX denying PRX entry.
Rest of the DRX guys who are at the A site at the moment still. A transition from Bane currently.
And at the same time, though, Mako also continuing to push out of A for further information. DRX pretty much has an idea of what PRX are trying to do, and with that, the angle's being held. The op shots fire through. Bane with the final.
The breach.
Quite a bit of time. Quite a bit of time for sure. We shall see how it does continue to play forward now. Jing thus far has been, I would say, quite okay. 10-5.
Well, standard things, but unfortunately for Freeing, gonna be the casualty of the bullets.
Yeah, just a couple of shots blindly through the cage, and he does find Something. A kill, that is, not the player.
Kind of passive for PRX at the moment. Don't mind it. Bit of a garage look after for them. Oh, Fire dispatched off, however. And that's going to be the B site that you want to start to get aggressive on. Though I'm looking at the other members of DRX. How are you going to get Bane in this? How are you going to get Flashback? If you're trying to tap on towards the plant, you're trying to set Hyunmin in for a bit of a sneaky beaky play, but it's the one-to-one trade. And now you actually have managed to get in towards this A site. Does Forsaken know? It's empty space.
I certainly suspects it, thus not making too much noise as he heads back onto Heaven. Meanwhile, though, the rest of the team just circling back up. They do have the fault line paranoia combo. That allows Forsaken to at least get one, still trying to get ahead, take the initiative, deny that spike plant, but Bane will hold his ground. A single tap and forced to hang back and reload. Still though, audio cues be damned, something has a flashpoint in his pocket. Looks for the right timing, senses a bit of a fake, now slowly creeps up. Bane looks to stick, and there it is, the flash sent through. It doesn't quite blind him though, and Bane will find the headshot. DRX marching forward. And tries to look for a head or two around the dome. Doesn't quite find much. That allows for PRX to march in, boots on the ground, but Flashback still holding the angle, slides forward, and that's gonna be a second kill to his name. Still though, a couple of trades right back from PRX, and that's enough damage, you would say. Mako trying to hold back true.
Everyone,
ninjas.
Everyone up with the spike at the end. When you can't get any more ultis, you don't want to give anything more.
Each other. It's Flashback in with a Bulldog instead of a Bucky.
Yeah. Quick up towards mid as well from DRX. If they actually want to attend towards this seaside at the moment, they're going to have a quick wrap around on towards Mindfreak. He's gone. Do they expect, however, Jing to still be in here? Because it looks a little bit awkward for him. Good for one.
Yeah, and that is going to be an effective flood nonetheless. PRX continuing to try to rotate forward. It's going to be a bit of a gate crash for Forsaken as well, or am I seeing a UI bug? Not too sure. Nonetheless, they are still coming in, but then denied out by Mako with a Sheriff.
Changing it up, double duelist. You got to be a little bit more proficient and cohesive with what layering of utility that you want to do to get in towards the sites. And I'm looking at it here for poor old Devi. He will go down at the end. Bonus not able to take.
Might have been a timeout from Alex, but still, PRX does not have the guns currently. They are starting off with a bit of a 3-2 split though.
Slow and steady, but for Forsaken, he's baited in towards finding some information for himself to try and steer the ship steady for PRX, and it's just going to be the upheaval in towards this A site for DRX.
Whoa. Okay, no opportunity for Forsaken to gate crash back into safety, and right now, no opportunity for Divide to even find a single frag. Jing, however, marches out of Garage with Mindfreak along his back. He will take a gun away from freeing. But that said, the site has...
So there's an idea that it might even be a double drop towards Heaven. Smoke Jing off, force him to reposition. You hear the Vandal echo too.
That's just a tough situation to be in. Mindfreak in with the Sheriff trying to look for a single pick, but nothing found. Jing off with the save, looking to pop off. Shock Dart in to break a trip.
No trip there at the moment though. It is just going to be Mindfreak at that seaside to bunker down. Jing falls first, overlooking something at the moment though, so at least a little bit of a later trade in the mix, trying to get on in. It's so awkward for that spray, but look at Flashback, he's got in the backlines.
Yeah, that's not too bad, 2-for-1. Flashback into the backlines, so that's what ultimately cracks open the site. But here comes Forsaken with a bit of an ult. He's looking for information, he's looking to break and force them to disperse. The Flash might just do that. He sends out a second one and looks to infiltrate behind enemy lines. Divide and takes initiative off of that scenario and finds one. A tap from Forsaken down to Flashback in a sudden 1-on-2. Goes for the peek, and he will take down Forsaken. Could this be the quad? It is! Flashback flashes the winning sign again.
He spotted out the shoulder or something. Would have been a brilliant opener. This is a bit of a misread from PRX.
Yeah, not enough information outside of the A lines, and that brings them over, but gives up more space around C, and that is where DRX will explode. Bane in with the next...
The idea to confirm that, right? Forsaken's not in a forward line. You don't have, anything else really over there. Devi, well, he was just focused in droning towards mid, so even he can't do anything over towards A, who's the extra closer member. So, unfortunately for PRX in this round, they do have to look to try and save the remainder of their guns.
Yeah, still though, they are conceding that round, and as we near double digits, well, we just landed on double digits, Komodo. It is going to be a bit of an intense scenario, let's say, for PRX to be in, starting to feel that pressure mount up, but have to work off of some kind of info, and that's what that drone is looking to do. Spotted out a little bit, Rolling Thunder immediately out, still holding on to the Armageddon. But here it comes, a bit of a clone sent through. Armageddon to clear out short. Forsaken starts his assault out from Heaven. 3 kills down, and down with the salvos as well. Devi picks up the last one. PRX find their way back in.
Yeah, after the timeout, an immediate effect, right? So you're playing a good percentage on the back of that one. But again, Rolling Thunder not directly laid where the Armageddon...
If anything, it does force DRX to kind of scramble all throughout.
4 players towards the A side of the map at the moment for PRX. A 1-to-1 trade at the end, but that would signify a go time towards this C side.
Hyunmin out by C Long. 3 players, though, from DRX all coming in. They're just looking to provide that additional support. And there it is, even with a second flash, it's not going to be enough. Something will get gunned down, and that's the entire C-long area being controlled by DRX. A tough defuse going through. Mindfreak, though, nonetheless, still trying to stick it, but here comes that Hunter's Fury. He gets lased, and all that's left is just Devi. He's somewhat surrounded. Look at Bane.
Untenable. An absolutely untenable position from him in the beginnings of this retake here. I got to highlight as well, right? You mentioned Marco going for that little lurk as Devi loses the gun there. Awkward. Marco's position actually extremely paramount, but eventually getting the job done. You start to piece together a bit of information around where these players are on the map.
Yeah. Bit of a chase against that stealth drone as well, but here it goes. More information found. Devi, though, open positions, and that's going to be Bane punishing them right down. Hyunmin off towards the back of A as well. Forsaken, the only one left. In with a Phantom, quick in towards the open lanes once more, and Flashback says, snuck past. That could be, you know, the nail in the head.
This can be so powerful for him. It's just how he plays it at the moment, and the opener is there on a Forsaken. That has to be the call for the team to immediately get over here.
Timing or the duels, they're winning out in positions as well, and PRX just have to consistently watch their back. That is nothing too comfortable. You're gonna always feel like someone's right behind you, and as they push on out, it's a choke point. DRX has them under a choke. But there it goes, allowing for the rest of the team to kind of flood back in. However, that dark smoke, that one way, is blocking so much of it off. As soon as it blooms away, it's going to be Hyunmin now finding the shot back in. Straight in with the Sheriffs, though. Flashback will get gunned down, and here it comes. Bane back in towards a safer spot. Trades for trades, and Freeing will take the next player down. Mindfreak even gunned down from the back. All that's left is just on the boxes so much, though. A bit of a tag. It's not going to be enough. Devi needs to push up front, and as he does, he's going to be exposing himself to more angles. Mako's got this under lock and key.
Pistol round.
About again? Yeah, no hard Sentinel. Mako gets a slip all the way towards the back. He does spot out Mindfreak. Trigger discipline though, and he's just holding onto it. Mindfreak now gunned down. Headshots through, and the rest of the team will launch their assault in.
He's got another one. He's looking for three.
Oh,
that's crazy. What a flank to come out from Marco. A flawless round to come through from DRX, but you just got to remember
Mindfreak as well. But I don't know if he spotted out enough.
Yeah, there's two positions around the map that are of key importance. What damage can Freeing do to keep PRX here? And importantly, what information do PRX find over at the B site? And unfortunately, they started to shift, which meant vulnerability for something.
It's a little bit scary. The Salvos does buy some time, but DRX still looking for a safe spot to plant. Bane gets it just in the nick of time. PRX might have the site surrounded, but at the same time, Mako still not detected. Devi will look to launch the assault straight in. Takes that one pick off against Flashback. And at the same time, Forsaken still alive. No utility though, so he's just gonna have to gun his way through. Takes down Freeing, and all that's left, Bane and Mako all the way towards the back. They have the spike under their sights. Looking to play around that though, but the reload not in his favor. Forsaken will swing, but Mako swings as well. That's a shot, a trade for trade. And down it's just Mindfreak around the toxic screen. Mako spots him anyway. Maybe they look to stick the defuse somewhere here or there.
There's only so many positions that you can look to spam this defuse down attempt though, right?
Yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. One point on another, they're going to have to push out, and as they do, it's going to be a bit of a choke point. Two angles being locked down, Freeing alongside Flashback. Hyunmin now chiming in as well. Only
able to play around the map. We're able to lock things down very convincingly. That was a key strength of PRX back then. And here, you change it up completely on its head. And we're just seeing very big disconnection at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a mental thing for them, but we'll see if they can frag themselves back in the game, if anything. Right now, they have the guns, of course, but still, smoke's up and online, and right now, it's going to be the B site under attack. DRX have already planted their boots firmly into the ground. Bane in with a single headshot. Hyunmin looks to take, continues to work against PRX's dismay. At the same time, Flashback coming up from behind. Bane repositioning around as well. The pit might fall, and PRX might be able to push up, but you are absolutely right, Komodo. They are running out of time. Bit of Taeho utility. The Armageddon rings through. They're off of the spike. They might have yellow under control, but do they find the frags? That is the key here. Something tries as he does. He manages to take away two, but needs a little bit more. Flashback suddenly now up from behind reveals the surprise. That
team in towards it, but you just look at that B side, how disconnected DRX are from the actual position, it's awkward. And you switch in towards the next round, we've got an immediate A assault being shut down. These pistols of PRX not able to find too much.
Yeah, it is pistols after all, which you gotta imagine doesn't feel too good. At least Jing will be able to get away with one up on pipes, but at the same time, back into B, we got a little bit of
Ring around the rosy.
loop. Yeah, that's right. Mindfreak spotted out by the alarm bot. Oh, and turns around. Hello, flashbacks there. And with that, an open B side as well for DRX. Point, just the fact that you don't have these traps around the map. You know, DRX gets to walk around so much.
Yeah.
Mako just into this spot. Okay, gunned down by Devi, but now it's on to flashback, up by mid. Jing at least marks down the position. So a couple kills. That is still a bit of damage being delivered by PRX.
Yeah, there's a lot of credits, however, for DRX. So they're not going to be too phased on the back of this one. I mean, you'll just take away a death orb, right? So you get a little bit closer towards your ultimates to have a massive round later on, which is kind of the position that we're starting to kind of need from PRX, though, right? We need a massive round to come out from them because they got them reset. You buy yourself a lot of time.
That's exactly what PRX has to do. Here it comes. Quick dashes in. Ooh, but instantly gunned down. The entire Korean squad will deny Forsaken any early space. Spike dropped into safe positions as well. The armor getting sent through. Mindfreak being able to hold down the entire B by himself. Hello, that's good. And at the same time now, continuing to push out front. Devi off the null command, unfortunately gunned down. Still kind of ringing through, pulsing away with his ultimate, but his teammate now coming back in for support.
Sniffing things out with the drone as well. Feels like you're not going to be able to get Devi back on up. The trades start to coming out. It's all Mindfreak.
As his head gets revealed as well. Flashback trying to work around it. Still looking to play the objective. The spike will go down. Mindfreak just tries to delay a little bit further with the snake bite. Might be able to gun himself through. He hears the tap at the very least, but not quite finding a position. Still has to watch out for flashback. There it is, at least the first kill. Nanoswarms instantly popped, and flashback looks to play around the wall. But Mindfreak, steady as ever, will spot him out. An entire 8! And that's what you gotta love. Now, although Forsaken with a waylay instantly dashes onto the top of Tube, doesn't see anything though. And that's where his refract gets called out. Mindfreak comes back in just to help out his fallen teammate. At the same time though, DRX still working all the ways around the map. Flash workshopped a little bit further, but at the same time, I mean, right now, just playing for that information game. DRX have been slipping under their noses every single round. You know, whether it's back onto the other end of the sites. This time though, Forsaken will be able to sneak.
You know, something only down onto the Sheriff. You need to see a little bit of corners be cut, but you're not really seeing too much from PRX. An opening kill, and then everyone's just covering a base.
Setup. Just trying to mark for it as well. Off angles all being held. Swaps up over onto the top of pipes. That's Mako down. The next player as well. Forsaken just throwing off crosshair placements with a refract. And Bane trying to stay alive. Spots up Forsaken, but the salvos continue to bomb away at his position. Forsaken in with a quad. I would be looking very much forward to a PRX comeback. Keep it simple, smarty pants, and that's what they're looking to do. Still though, a 2-2-1 split with a Viper's Pit around the A site.
Oh, but look at this, quick. Wow. Up through mid, Bane on towards something. That's immediately going to send the guys back over. A little bit more stability back in towards this round.
They haven't quite been able to do so though. Instead, in fact, it is DRX getting the information in with the stealth drone out. Still though, wow, look at this setup. A bit outside the window, it turns out to be a high-low lockdown in place as well now.
Yeah, and that lockdown is going to flush Mindfreak out of his pit, so that's an ultimate for an ultimate exchange and affords you a little bit of time to get a plant. Meanwhile, Mako finds the timing on the flank as well, and Hunman found Mindfreak too.
Yeah, and off those positions now, PRX find themselves in a tougher spot. Forsaken just having to hold outside. Needs to look for Mako before he even gets close to screens. Sends in the stun though, and that's the headshot through. Off to the other end, it's just Jing trying to work alongside his brother, basically. In with the ult, but it doesn't quite find anyone. Might just give him a bit of space, but is it going to be enough? A frag through, Jing goes for the tap. Forsaken onto the other side, but no! Freeing spots him out instead! A double kill to close out the round, and Forsaken for the info. No shot found exactly, but still, at least he confirms that where DRX is heading towards. Back into it, that's a bit of a snake bite, but Jing holds true. Bane though, what is this? All the way towards the back of Raptors, and he finds a couple. Now down to it, Something and Mindfreak trying to reclaim space, but timing's already been lost and afforded to DRX. Viper's Pit up and online.
Timing now. It's timing for something. How far forward can he get to try and offset this deficit?
Yeah, trying at the very least, but working up around pipes is just too much to clear. Mako slips out of the Viper's pit and takes...
As well. DRX a really good grasp at the moment, I feel like, with some shakeups, sure, on how to deal with this Forsaken aggression. And when he sees too many numbers, he...
Not just a plant. Some ultimates online as well. Jing might have the Armageddon, but Fring has his as well, so they go in towards the back, looking for Fring instead, and just as right, they manage to take him down. Bane now trying to hold back. The Armageddon gets sent through. Not quite finding Bane though, but he does kind of reposition even further in. The clock continues to tick against PRX, but Forsaken makes quick work. Another strings, and he gets another tap. 2 kills already, and now Hyunmin in for another something alongside Jing, and they've spotted every single thing out. PRX bent, but not quite broken. They will get the...
Well, and just obfuscate what Hyunmin can see. So if you're talking about some protocols, these are the things that, you know, are kind of bread and butter when it comes to Icebox.
Wow. Drone up as well. Hyunmin tucks himself into the corner. Whoa! Wait, Forsaken knew where he was, but he was still able to get the headshot nonetheless. In with the timing on the recoil. Still, PRX will continue to push on through with a bit of a contact play. Something Jing just flooding back sight. They managed. Mako has got quite a bit of work cut out for him.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll take some decay going through that as well, so you really want to try and not do that if you're in a 1 versus 3. Now position being spotted, I mean, this is going to be extremely difficult for Mako.
Toxins going up.
Okay. Well, he has been known to pull off insane clutches, but I don't think it's going to happen quite in this round. PRX, they have him completely surrounded, especially with something...
And hopefully this second round for them will start to get them a little bit more confident in towards this.
Confidence, a very much needed resource. Forsaken, though, right now, feeling a little bit of confidence as well. Does spot out his opponent, Bane, just right up around 410.
Off.
Does have the Vandal. Still, though, he's playing into a very defensive position. It's going to be Jing holding the off angle instead. Forsaken with a bit of a, well, just an angle in towards Raptors. Spots out 1. Continues to push forward off of a bit of utility, and that's going to be Flashback taking him down now. Davai alongside Jing. Okay, spotted out by Mako. Don't want to lose too much here, guys. It's going to be Mind Freak now off towards the back of mid, spotting out yet another player. No real exits quite yet simply found for DRX, and just Flashback now stuck inside of mid. Yeah, we did lose another player in that process, Komodo.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, imagine a world in which we've got to go for full shields. Are we playing off and losing any bits of utility because of that?
Not too much for now. They're still playing on defense, of course, and now in with the ascended position, Hyunmin will be able to pick 2
in here, essentially, from DRX to kind of give you ways back into a round for PRX.
Yeah, you said it during the halftime break. Fundamentals is what DRX does so well, and they're doing that all across the map. Mako holding down around yellow. It allows Hyunmin to push into a further position as well, and at this point, something just has to peek, go for anything. Finds a double, which is pretty good for now. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Is this where it gets scary?
Maybe. He is continuing to play it safe, though. Okay, a bit of a jump peek. The paranoia sent through, and not suspecting something will get caught out by Mako. With that Hunter Trigger from the previous round, here it comes. Something looking to force DRX to scramble on the A site. Meanwhile, Forsaken straight in with a light speed. Stinger at hand. He closes in the distance. 2 headshots and Mind Freak off on another.
Playing that weapon to a T. Stinger straight in. I'll add on the back of that Hunter's Fury, tagging him up as well, right? Recognizing that you can quickly go in towards that one and materialize an A site control. That's really good from PRX.
Yeah, I would say that those headshots are as crisp as a Coke with max ice on a summer day. What else is crisp, Komodo?
His headshots. Utility in towards the site, and you are just going to waylay ult right on in. As I said, cuts off half of the site.
Behind you. Well, that's Forsaken, but Bane, okay, he just leaves it to his teammates. Forsaken continuing to get further space, trusting his teammates to watch his back. Bane does go down. Divine now continuing with a push in towards back site. 2 kills to his belt, and that's now Hyunmin trying to work alongside screens. A good kill to start things off, though.
2 players really low, Something and Divine. Those are the ones on the site at the moment, with Mind Freak to get a bit of a flank.
That's exactly what he's looking for. Finds the timing on the peak as well. Just gets off it, and not suspecting Hyunmin. And
Ironwork these blades as well.
oh, and look at this. All that happens at the same time. Mindfreak once again back into mid to try to set up something towards the back. Still though, bit of a shock dart through and in with low HP. It's gonna be a couple of kills coming back in, back and forth, all around yellow. Fraying tries to work around the position, but it's not gonna be enough as PRX has the entire thing completely surrounded.
Yeah, so there's going to be a very fast flank available actually towards this B side here.
Yeah, very quickly. Still though, PRX controlling down mid does work out for them so far. Forsaken continuing onward with that refract. Does get further information, but look at this, Bane all the way down mid, down A. He's able to take away at least 2. The Armageddon now gets sent through.
Yeah, stalling for time at the moment to afford a bit of rotations and re-clearing in towards mid if there was anybody else there. Now you got a player advantage as DRX as well.
Okay, a bit of a stun, but nothing quite found. Jing at least disperses the positioning, and on with that, a bit of an Armageddon set through as well. Forsaken now off of the initial ult, will be able to find another player playing all around the bottom though. It's gonna be Mako working alongside Hyunmin, but still, something alongside Jing will do what is needed. A really tough opponent to work against, and that's one thing that we've got to consider as well, is the fact that some of these DRX players haven't quite played against PRX like this before, perhaps in scrims, but not quite on the official stage. Still though, Hyunmin aggressively in towards Garage. He is stuck, flashed up as well, and it does buy a bit of attention away. PRX looking to reclaim space, and then the Poison Cloud comes up.
Yeah, and everybody was kind of in mid for DRX at that moment too, so where do you scurry towards? Where do you think that PRX are actually going to lean? An ult orb to be gathered over at the B side and setting yourselves up for a bit of a hit here. Null command on in, remove any abilities of DRX and try to set up for a flank that is absolutely red at the moment from Jing.
And that is exactly what PRX needs now, a little bit more control. Still though, those pistols, flashback, a couple of headshots through, not quite, and it's gonna be PRX still able to work off the trade. Something is the last.
Try and find some early space, some early reads, and that's what they're gonna try and do over to the A site nice and early.
Salvo's definitely gonna aid them in that cause, but at the same time, PRX not allowing for them to set up. It's the Hunter's Fury. Still though, Forsaken was already gunned down by Hyunmin.
But Hyunmin hasn't spotted Devi leave the belt at the moment. So you do start to consider, with footsteps, with the abilities, that they are hanging around this A site for the moment.
And very much so, especially with that 0 point, but all of a sudden now PRX continues with the aggression. Mindfreak, Devi, they've managed to push up through. The Viper Spit gets deployed, and as though Flashback tries, it's not going to be quite enough. And that's going to be the spike that for now. Looking for that mid-round play down, well, mid lane. They do spot a player out though, and Forsaken looking for the opportunity to possibly set the ultimate, but not quite yet, as DRX have all of these positions locked down, especially up by upper, especially up by kitchen now. Forsaken looking to push on through. Time is of the essence, but at the same time, DRX, they might not have the best guns, but they're still holding a lot of these positions. PRX, Forsaken trying to break on through. There's the ult, finally gets popped. 10 seconds remaining though. Where is the spike? Forsaken now gets in into safety. Finally getting the bomb now down, delivered through. Bane though,
I know he's stuck.
Quick and through, and he's found Mindfreak. Mako trying to work along the position, plays around the safe angle, quick strays back and forth, but Forsaken, he actually finds it. Down to just Bane, but where could he be? Oh! A little bit wider than before! And Forsaken finds the headshot, a quad! Spotted out, safer play coming out from PRX.
All that utility just dumped on towards him, and he hasn't been able to get out of yellow, but somehow he's able to find it whilst hindered. He needs assistance from his teammate, but he's just gonna do it all himself. Traded eventually in a 3 versus 3.
He pulled out the blades, but yeah, unfortunately gunned down. Still though, up around yellow. Can PRX find enough footing, enough space to get the spike down? Not quite, because they gotta imagine DRX already have rotated over.
Marco's been holding on to this Viper's pit for quite a while as well, so you might look to see him use it this round if they do need.
Yeah, PRX possibly trying to bait it out, but still off the tap. Jing up around yellow does spot out one of these players. That's gonna be Bane. At the same time, given how the map is playing out, it's gonna be Mindfreak slowly creeping up all the way out tube. DRX has no earthly idea. Mako, though, tries to play the position, but it's not going to be enough. Jing still up around. With DRX on the attack, a little bit of rubble, also a little bit of pillars as well.
Yeah, well, one thing right now is just the jewels at the front of the B site, and there's a lot of PRX members here at the moment, and they are going to successfully win that one.
I know, big old flash as well, Komodo, and that's going to be now Freeing trying to hang back.
Yeah, but look at what Flashback's able to do. Find some space over at the side of rubble. Meanwhile, Freeing is going to dodge out that drone too, so does that give you a false sense of security? Repositions around the map currently for PRX, more towards the C side of things, and with that damage done in towards the breakable door, that's gotta let you know that you gotta get away from this A side, or rather get over towards it.
All quick and heavy-handed as well. You know, trade protocols right there outside of the dark cover on towards C, and that leaves, you know, numbers disadvantage for DRX, even though Flashback has gotten in towards the back of A site, especially towards drop. Actually, into a deep position like that, do you reckon that they might be able to do something against PRX?
It's a 2 versus 4. You've got to get a little bit aggressive in this one to try and find some advantage or equalization, which is why Flashback goes up there to try and find the kills. Good for one, but spotting info on the rest means that for Mako, this has to be a big clutch.
Has done it before. Starts out with a bit of a paranoia to flush them into his own smoke. Look at that. Right click through. And now just 2 players on the other end. Ooh, a good little flick, but Jing gets his own as well onto his new role. You know, maybe not quite the utility, but the sharpshooting definitely still. DRX, same composition, but some of the players onto different roles. We'll see how that all settles in as they kind of jiggle on towards rubble.
There you go. Shut out from Hyunmin on towards Forsaken, so Bane's money so far working a treat. But you've got this time to be bought from the toxic screen, and that's just going to block out operator shots as well, right? This is going to be one of the powerful things that PRX can try and play with. When that toxic screen is up, when it's down, they can sneak operators behind the line.
Fair and true enough, but at the same time, you know, even with that little bit of a fall, PRX continues to drone outwards. I was thinking maybe something continues to push on through. Melee on the hands of Forsaken, and he's gonna dive all the way through. Doesn't spot anything out, does have the smoke to support him, but at the same time, DRX reads that, and it's a quick flood into the B site. That was a mouthful. Now, on the other side of the smoke, the Prowler sent through. Baines completely reads it, and he's able to spray and gun down every single player from PRX, the only one left. Mind Freak spotted up at a boom-bot. Oh, it's gonna be the spray from him in this time, and DRX will make quick work of the round.
Yep, all good for them that they've got the weaponry. Jing's still down on towards a bit of a bulldog here, but more importantly, this is the round to PRX trying to equalize, and they find the opening kill.
Yeah, quick in with the Outlaw and taken away from Flashback. So he called by Forsaken in towards a safer spot. But here we go, a Nightfall out from Bane. And at the same time, he'll just lurking, hovering around the B site. He does spot one player out, and that's going to be the Vi that falls. And then DRX to try to regress in towards the A position, but that's where they get gunned down. The PRX defensive setup is...
See these Breach Taeho combos currently in the meta, but for a Waylay, you can get the Saturate out as well, or just individually go for the shots. This time, however, Quack, by himself, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, you do need a little bit more support. Unfortunately, the timing on the refract not quite in hand. PRX, though, with a bit of a, what is this, a 3-1-1 split? They're pushing all the way off C. Sure, that could work out, but they're relegating A over onto DRX.
Yeah, they're going to have a quick retake here towards the A side if they wanted, or rather a quick flank, and now the jig is up. They know, freeing down for the count. Something here, though, has that actually allowed something to get in towards the dark cover and buy some more time for the rest of the team to start to get over here for the retake.
Oh, okay. Flashback does get back in towards Tree. Hyunmin, though, still holding the position. Armageddon sent through by Divide, but it's not going to help out all too much. Not quite, as DRX continues to hold just the choke points out around Heaven. The
rounds come out from PRX, and they're going to go for a potential duel fight up through C, up through mid.
Doing a thing.
Off with just the pistols. I mean, trying to surprise DRX at the very least. Something will be able to find something with the Sheriff that he has. Still, though, DRX instantly recognize that and flood the A site.
Yeah, this is where things could get problematic if we see some individual heroics come out from Forsaken.
Don't know if that's gonna come in hand, though. He does have the Vandal, one away from the convergent paths. Mind Freak will be able to push on through, and that's gonna be an instant Sheriff shot being found Tree being trapped open and goes in with a paranoia as well. But oh, look at that. Counter paranoia coming from Mako, as well as Bane to hold the position. Mako swings back around on the other end as well, and that's 2 kills.
Important thing. These are the rounds where you can play with. I mentioned the Viper's toxic screen a little bit earlier on over towards the B&A side of the map. Usually can play good operator plays behind it, but for the beginning stage of this round at the moment, operator's looking at the wrong spot. Mindfreak gets traded out. That's a C site open for the taking for DRX.
Yeah, timing on the refract not quite there once again as well. That's something we're going to watch out for. And in with the C's, it's going to be something that gets tagged up. The next player to fall, the dominoes, they just keep going. Flash, spend a bit of utility or something, anything possible just to reclaim a bit more space. So PRX, that's what they're looking for right now. Hence, a couple players up around Mount. DRX knows that though, and Freeing just marks their backs. DRX continues to hold them further off, and now it's going to be Mako blocking off Waterfall as well. Even with the ultimates, PRX can't quite get in position until Forsaken finds this one frag off the other side of the doors. However, Flashback has snuck on through as well. A bit of a shot with the Sheriff. Showstopper in at the hands of Hyunmin, and now Jing comes back in. Time not on PRX's side, and Flashback just
towards this new round with lots of light shields, a Guardian in the mix as well. They need to cut a couple of corners to be able to get in towards a round such as this, and that is a great haunt to come on out to provide Flashback the opener.
Yeah, quick sprays all the way by DRX so far.
Yeah, and I mean, this is only going to be a 1v3 setup for PRX, where you've got the pit over towards C, and you're just going to forget about that as DRX. You're just going to sniff around the A site and what you can do. Flashback does get taken out, though, by Jing, so we do equalize for the moment.
Oh, straight back into the door. That smoke, it just blocks off so much and allows for Hyunmin to walk away with the kill. If that pit falls, that's going to be trouble for the C side as well, so Mindfreak just still trying to hover around it. But as soon as that kill goes off, PRX starts to get a read that DRX is rotating off to the only other part of the map, and that's going to be the B site. As that happens, Mako into a bit of an off angle, does force a bit of a trade. Jing might be able to find it, but instantly Freeing finds the positioning right.
Yeah, this actually looks like PRX are going to do what we're hoping for.
Okay, stack back in. Still 1-4 splits on both ends, but once again, DRX find the opening pick.
And even
something ready with, well, maybe the Rolling Thunder on the other end of B, but not too much at work for information on the ends of PRX. The clone instantly sent out, and that throws something off. Forsaken, though, trying to work around Baby Door, but he gets gunned down as well. 2 players remaining. That's Mindfreak and Jing trying to work along opposite ends of the map.
Yeah. Individually, I mean, if they're able to find another kill or 2 apiece, that would give them the shift to the rounds.
Hyunmin. And that will be extra information for DRX as well. I mean, this is what they get to do. I think to spike this early on. Mindfreak, though, snuck in towards the back. Instantly alerts 2 players from DRX. A bit of a high-low, and it's too much for him to handle.
Yeah.
All that's left is just Jing.
Again, not enough time. You just got to seal the deal on this one, unfortunately, and head for the hills to take the gun in towards the next rounds. We're really seeing that be occurred a lot here for PRX.
Yeah, the second time that he's done this so far in the map. Walking towards Marco's crosshairs as well, though. He's not even going to be able to hold that gun for the next round. Oh.
Yeah. A composition like DRX are playing. You've still got 2 Prowlers as Bane. You've still got a clone if you want to throw that out.
Drone as well, though, and that allows for Forsaken to push out. They're looking to try to find Flashback, possibly, but even with the aftershock, Flashback, outlaw at hand, he's able to work alongside his teammates. Kills off all the way across the map, even outside C site. PRX are down in the dirt.
Yep, there's a gap that he can just play around in that pillar position as well, and then he's even got teammates close by to bail him out or trade him out, right? So it really feels like DRX have these contingency plans at the moment, and when you do shift into something, he gets one, you trade him out, it's 9-2. So timeout, you wish you had in front of the other at the moment because you're not even treading water. You're really drowning essentially as PRX here. You do fashion yourself something of a buy-in towards this last round at the moment, but Freeing finds Jing by himself over at Rubble with no trade. You've got Flashback just to mention.
Well, from DRX. PRX all towards Waterfall. The Rolling Thunder gets collapsed through. Hyunmin, though, still able to find a shot nonetheless, and now swings off the other end of that pillar as well. A second kill, another one from Freeing, and now flashback from behind on just a Sheriff. DRX will close this. PRX instantly into C. Forsaken trying to throw off some crosshairs with that refract and the dash as well. And it allows for Divide to actually sneak on through. Forsaken double backing in off of that little smoke. And that's 3 kills already for PRX.
Yeah, nicely done to open up this seaside as well. And I feel a little bit hard done by for the DRX members there because they're just on the ledges and it moves them up just ever so slightly and they have to readjust their aim and they're not able to in the middle of the fight. But this is looking to be a sensational pistol to come out from PRX. It's going to be flawless at the end of it for them as well. So, I mean, you're talking about, you know, as mundane as it expires as well, and they can just start to scale up and play to the better weaponry here, Quack.
Yeah, a bit of positions being spotted out as well, thanks to the earlier utility being dropped, but what? Oh my goodness, the classics!
Okay.
They're still finding the shots! PRX at least getting to stabilize with rifles of their own, marking the back as well. That almost got out of
PRX. So what differences are you actually looking to do? What are you looking to play on towards the strengths of? And it's got to be Forsaken to get dirty in towards these fights again. Playing on towards a shotgun here, missing the first shot though. Can't refract out, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what it is. PRX at Mindfreak watching the back as well.
Can be a little bit claustrophobic staying in the B site though, so for PRX they want to have a little bit of a peek in towards C-Link here.
Okay, they might be able to find that stack up towards freeing. Mindfreak, as I mentioned, has control over pillars, and with that as well, a possible angle into the spike. He does have
Missed Molly.
a bit of, yeah. I was gonna say the Poison Cloud, but still, at least the salvos come back in from Jing, or from Divide at least. But still, that DRX continues to flat forward. Ooh, just trying to keep him at bay. Something low HP, but has to land the headshot. Freeing, crouches underneath the crosshairs, and gets the job done. That's gonna be the defuse. DRX open the door up for PRX into a site.
Information on the little shoulder spot. Got to call for your teammates to start to get some rotations over, because these pistols, I mean, you need to be in close proximity with crossfires to do damage.
Oh, and with that, the flash and the execute now falling through. Forsaken, though, off alongside the smokes. He's able to find 3, but Hyunmin finds his own as well. The Phantom picked up, and that's going to be Mindfreak and Divide to stabilize for PRX, bringing the score.
Pressure now over towards Flashback. It's a bit too much, too. Recognizing the drone would leave him isolated. Unfortunately for freeing, first casualty. So this is going to be PRX getting him towards this C. Always pivot back towards A if they want because of the lurk that'll come in from Mindfreak, but you're ulting in towards this C side at the moment, spotting some information if you can. Oh, Refract's timing is actually out, so Forsaken is stuck here, has to hold it through as Hyunmin falls.
Yeah, he did throw out the stun, does find freeing, and there it is, into the B side as well, as the ult does its job of throwing a wrench in the plans of how DRX wanted to operate across the round. It's just Mako now. Spots out towards the back though, and that's Forsaken gone. Smoke back in. He goes onto a bit of a tap. Plays around the edge. The snake bite not quite burning at his feet.
Yeah.
Goes for the reload though, and that's the second ultimate being baited out from PRX. Mako, I think he's done his job. Whether or not he wins the round, he's gotten effective utility away from PRX.
Oh,
now just looking for a possible kill or 2. And there it is, the first one. Salvo off, and he walks right into it.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of stalling power to come out from
the Rolling Thunder. But as I say that, DRX has some ultimates of their own as well. Granted, not the most effective ones.
4 members, though, to take this rubble control at the moment. And Mindfreak, if he does lose his life, that's a Vandal that's going to be pilferable at the moment. So, yeah, they're going to steal that one away, but maybe not, actually, because...
Especially with DRX up on 16 first kills.
Yeah.
That said, though, it is a very different map. Similar composition, possibly, but DRX pretty much have a lot of it under control now. Forsaken looks to pull the attention away.
Got it.
Unfortunately, instantly tapped down by Mako. 3 players remaining, Komodo, and they look to flood into the B site. They might get the spike down, but look at Flashback in with the dimensional drift, holding on to possibly the clone. He doesn't have any more flashes.
He got all the information on the positions.
And that's exactly what he was looking for with his team. Rolling Thunder from something, though, just kind of luring them into the site, but unfortunately, they don't quite get stunned up by it. And with that, now Divide has to pull something out of the hat. He doesn't have utility anymore as well. Just sprays on through, but reloads to be damned. It's going to be freeing, sticking the defuse all the way in. DRX have found series point.
They're looking to set themselves up for quite the quick C play. Ooh, that's a missed Poison Cloud high in the sky.
Okay, quick and fast into the site at least, but look at this site. I mean, Forsaken couldn't see a single thing on his screen. Everything all blocked off. Now something on a bit of lurk, spotted out by Hyunmin as well. The site being reclaimed by DRX as Mako picks up the double. Looks to hold the position outside the door, in with a showstopper as well, and an unsuspecting Devi gets blown